Has joined a chorus of state lawmakers who were asking why the grounds of the governor's mansion were so easily accessed by protesters yesterday. The grounds are off limits to the public and protected 24/7 by the State Patrol. KOMO's Matt Markovich went looking for answers from the State Patrol.
We're finding out it just took a violent shake of the pedestrian gate at the lone guard shack to get it open, allowing roughly 100 people onto the grounds of the mansion and right up to the governor's front door.
They were on the porch.
The Republican House leader watched from his office window.
Wasn't intending violence because it would have been easy to perpetrate. And I'm very thankful for that.
The governor acknowledging today he and his wife were inside.
I was at the residence, and I felt that there was good security at the building.
He said there was a lone cadet at the guard shack when protesters broke in. And now he's asking questions, too.
I'm disappointed in this situation. We're going to find out why it happened and how it happened.
It's the State Patrol's job to protect the governor and the residents. A spokesperson saying,
"We weren't expecting that. We were somewhat prepared, but we could do better. And we are evaluating our situation and our tactics."
Large rallies on the Capitol steps. And the 200-yard march to protest at the mansion fence has been going on for years, even when protesters have guns, as they did yesterday. It's an open carry state.
Does that change the dynamic on how you protect the mansion?
What changes our actions is their actions. If somebody's carrying a rifle, but they're not being aggressive or intimidating or threatening with that, then it's not an issue.
But if someone uses a flagpole aggressively, Wright says the patrol will take action. In August, though, State Patrol in riot gear formed a line in front of the mansion during a Black Lives Matter protest. People are asking, what's the difference? The patrol says it's increasing mansion security.
Won't always, like I said, be visible, but beyond that, we're really not going to discuss specifics on our security plans.
In Olympia, Matt Markovich, KOMO News.
Well, it is legally possible, but given the amount of time left in President Trump's term, political analysts tell me it likely will not happen. So Vice President Mike Pence has yet to make any sort of comment publicly about this idea of invoking the 25th Amendment. But CNN reported just within the past 20 minutes or so that he is very unlikely to pursue that idea. Still, several Washington lawmakers told me tonight there is a real sense of urgency here.
This is serious.
Washington Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal says her support for invoking the 25th Amendment was a direct result of what unfolded at the U.S. Capitol building on Wednesday.
Everybody stay down!
Here she is stuck in the upper gallery of the House chambers with police barricading doors as rioters tried to move in. Violence, she says, was incited by the president's actions and rhetoric.
I don't think we can afford to have the president in office for a single day more, and we need Republicans to stand up and say that as well.
Today, she signed a letter to Vice President Pence urging him to act. Invoking the 25th Amendment would require Pence and a majority of cabinet officials to declare the president unfit for office, a declaration he could dispute, setting up a potential vote in Congress.
One of the advantages, in a sense, of the 25th Amendment is that the Vice President and the cabinet can invoke it very quickly. They could do it within the hour if they wanted to, and that would start the process.
Associate Professor Lisa Manheim tells me impeachment would require more time on the front end, time that's limited with the president's term ending in just 13 days.
If you're asking me if is either one of these things going to really actually happen before the 20th of January, I'd have to say highly unlikely.
Tonight, Congressman Derek Kilmer says there's a lot of logistical questions about potential next steps. He says the fear is what could happen if Congress fails to act.
I think the primary concern is the amount of damage that has been done, but also the amount of damage that could still be done by this president.
Hey, Mary, right now I am told that each region will begin in phase 1, and we won't see any kind of move to phase 2 for at least 1 week. Also on Monday, the legislature reconvenes, and there is already a bipartisan push to get restaurants, bars, and gyms at least partially reopened, a bill that would also give lawmakers the power to make those reopening decisions. As this grueling pandemic wears on, taking with it lives and businesses, soon on the economic front, Washington State will embark on a new path forward.
We know that brighter days are ahead.
On Friday, the Department of Health will announce where each of the state's 8 regions sit in terms of the metrics needed to reopen. With just 2 phases for now, to advance, each region must meet 4 metrics, including a decreasing trend in 2-week case counts per 100,000 people, a decreasing trend in new hospitalizations, an overall ICU occupancy of less than 90%, and a COVID-19 test positivity rate lower than 10%. The governor's office tells me the earliest any region could move to phase 2 is January 18th. For some lawmakers, though, it's a move that needs to happen faster.
It's time for us to be involved.
Senate Republican Minority Leader John Braun.
I don't question the governor's intentions, but I don't think he has the full perspective of the impact this is having around the state.
He's a co-sponsor of this Senate bill calling for all restricted businesses to open under phase 2 guidelines. Democratic Senator Mark Mollett signing on with him.
These businesses deserve an up or down vote in the legislature on whether or not they should stay closed for an indefinite period of time.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for checking out our YouTube page. I'm meteorologist Shannon O'Donnell from the KOMO weather team. You can see more of our videos right here by clicking on the video links for additional news from the Seattle area and Western Washington. Oh, and don't forget to click the subscribe button below so you don't ever miss our YouTube updates.